Alright, welcome to, finally, a new episode on Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, or OpenRCT2 Tycoon 2. I am once again starting a series on here. I know I have two series that are technically going on right now. One of them is probably dead permanently, because I fucked it up really bad. And the Imagination Park will continue eventually. I'm still working on regaining my inspiration for that. And I haven't touched this game in a little while since that because of this. Since starting that park because of that. I cannot work right now. Earlier today I decided to try something a little different from what I usually do on this game to see if maybe I can regain a little bit of inspiration, and that is to build a park while still having money enabled. It's not that crazy, but it will still be a little bit of a limiting factor, and I think it would just be fun to actually try and manage a park while building instead of just building a park that looks pretty and not really focusing on the actual or money management that generally goes into this. With that being said, there are some cheats I am allowing myself to use. Obviously, financial cheats cannot touch that or anything like that. I'm not allowed to touch these. Those are not allowed to be touched. Obviously, I'm not allowed to add any of these things to guest's inventory. Can't touch these buttons. The only things I'm going to keep are like these things, obviously. Stuff that really doesn't affect money necessarily. I'll unlock the operating limit, show all operating modes, and pretty much allow all this stuff. I'm gonna leave weather changes on, and that's pretty much it. And then obviously I'll have sandbox mode on, clearance checks, and disabling the support limits. I am still allowed, not the console, hold on. I am still allowing myself to use the tile inspector as well. However, it will be limited. Like, I won't be able to directly copy paste things. I don't know how to explain it. Pretty much all the cheats I'm using wouldn't affect money too much. I think maybe like being able to change the ride track type could be one, because I could take like a really cheap ride, build the ride with the cheap ride, and then switch it over, but I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, so what I want to do with this park is I want to try and make sort of more of a Knobles-esque park, if that makes sense. Also, I don't remember what I set up the money to be. It's not pay per entry, so I assume it's pay per ride. Yeah, so this park's going to be pretty similar to parks like Knobles, and the way I plan on going about doing one of the things I kind of notice about Knobles is I feel like, or at least from where my family usually parks when we go to Knobles, it doesn't seem like there's a direct entrance to the park from what I remember. Like, you just kind of suddenly you park and you're just kind of in the park. Are people really just not buying stuff, or do I have the thing off? I guess people just really are not buying stuff right now. That's a little unfortunate. I mean, I shouldn't have expected that, really, since obviously we have nothing here yet. We will have sort of like an entrance sign here. I think I'm just gonna we're gonna switch into ash footpath, I think, and just kind of do that to sort of fade it in, I guess. Actually, can we like do... No. Okay, so you see, I thought I was being smart here, but I'm actually just... That works a little bit, I guess. We don't have enough path types to really do gradients, I guess. So we're gonna do this ash path for most of this. So I know in the entrance we go, and Impulse is like right there, so I guess I could do like a small roller coaster right away, just to get people doing stuff. Actually, no, let's build a small flat ride. So we're gonna have a section of the park that kind of goes off this way immediately, and this will take us off into like an area with a bunch of various flat rides and stuff. So let's just place down something that'll attract a decent amount of people, like bumper cars. People like bumper cars, right? I'm sure people love bumper cars. What the hell happened here? What? Sure, I guess. Okay. Now, will I actually keep this bumper cars? Probably not. What happened to the path? I don't know how much I can put this up to. I think 150 for bumper cars seems reasonable. Open. Go to the bumper cars, people. Okay, now what happened with this path here? Why did this happen? This is a very interesting new bug that has appeared in the game since I last played. Yay, we've got people. People are going on the bumper cars. Now, hopefully more people come ride the bumper cars, because right now we're actually not doing too well. I gave myself $20,000 because I knew I wasn't gonna do well with the money, because I never play this game with money on, and I'm now realizing that might not have been enough to get myself started, because unfortunately I am stupid. I am still gonna try and focus on making this park look good. That's still gonna be the primary focus of this, but it's also still not going to be quite as detailed as something like the Imagination Park would be. But I will do stuff like this, and then we might put a little building in front of that. I want to change up my building style a little bit from the other parks I've done in the past. Oh, not that. Actually, yes, that. Let's make this We'll keep that red. Why is the inside panels green? I don't like that. So maybe I should just make it like that color to fit the inside panels a bit better, because for some reason they're all like green tinted. Since we are able to use normal path as footpath, I'm gonna do this. Oh, turn these off. I don't want that. That is still working, right? These guys are all in line? Yes. Okay. And then I'm gonna place an invisible do not enter right here because people are going up this path. I am gonna have to hire someone to maintain this ride at some point, but I'm not quite sure I want to go about doing that quite yet. Okay, so we're gonna do dirt underneath this. We'll do rock underneath this because we're gonna put the building there. Whoopsies. And then we'll grab these, yeah, why not? And we'll do stone under all of this as well. Okay, I do need to start getting more rides in here. So I think I'm gonna go sort of like this, and we'll put one of our first, we're not gonna put a big roller coaster here. I do want to kind of have roller coasters get bigger towards the back of the park, not be big like right in the front of the park. So we're gonna have a little bit of a loop in here. They'll just have a bunch of flat rides, and then we'll also put one of these right up at the front, as well as some bathrooms right next to it. Now, not that I think this is gonna stay, but I am just gonna put one more sort of flat ride right here. Space rings usually do pretty well. I feel like I see people use space rings a lot. Again, probably gonna move this somewhere else in the park later on down the line, but for now it works right here. Also, I just realized I didn't need to use the tile inspector earlier because there's literally a no entrance thing right here. And I do kind of want to try and make this thing look a little bit prettier as well. Oh, I also forgot to mention I am doing like no custom scenery objects for this, if that wasn't obvious already. Just because why not? I felt for something like this it would make sense to do it that way. Alright, I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna put a roof on that then. And I'm gonna put hedges along the sides. I'm still gonna put the building here instead of just doing this here, just because I want to. And I'm also gonna do a small building thing right here, just to help make this actual building look a little more interesting. Again, oh, let's up this to $1 maybe. Let's not up this to $1. Everyone just fucking left. I should have gotten rid of the platform, I feel, instead of leaving it on. I know it looks weird in the ground there, but I'll fix it then. I'm gonna change this to no platform, and then we can change this to like asphalt or something. There we go. Yippee. That looks really weird for some reason. I want to change the color of this to black as well, just to try and fit the ash path a little better. Then I'm also gonna get rid of this so I can have the building be too wide here. Is our money going up much at all? Not really. We're getting 50 cents every, like, minute. This was not a good investment. I didn't realize how slow people went through this ride. So, like, it has a line, but obviously that don't mean shit. I need more people to ride the bumper cars. Not enough people are riding the bumper cars. Everyone ended up in line for the space rings instead. I'm gonna put that right next to the money machine, or the cash machine, because why not? The ATM. The thingy. So this will just be a big, like, info building, I guess. Wow. Money. Wait, I didn't realize there was running costs and shit. What the fuck? Oh no, that's gonna be a problem. I might have to make people pay to use the fucking bathroom then. Oh no. No, and we're getting vomit in, so now I gotta hire people. Ew. Probably should have these people actually set to designated areas, but we'll fix that later. For now, let's like get a small roller coaster right in the front of the park, because it might be, it's a little bit needed. Alright, we're gonna do a kids coaster then, just right over here. What? Why is that like that? It's just gonna be a very simple layout. Let me fix my station real quick though, because what is going on here? Yippee. Surely this will work just fine. I'm actually surprised I still have a pretty good amount of money left. So we're gonna have to change the minimum waiting time, but that's okay. Let me temporarily change it to this. There we go. Yippee. Junior roller coaster 1. Open. I think this roller coaster might flop. We're probably gonna get rid of this because this is actually just this is a pretty poorly designed roller coaster anyways. It sucks. I was trying to go for something small scale and it ended up being 60 feet tall, which isn't that bad, but it's higher than I wanted. I might as well replace this with a small scale wooden coaster later on, which is probably exactly what I'm gonna do. But people are riding it, and that's what matters, so I'm not gonna complain too much about that. Let's see, what's something else people like? We could totally add some stuffed animals and t-shirts and balloons. There we go. And we'll put a building around that later when we have more money. Okay, so I ended up doing a bit of stuff off camera and kind of placed like half the rides in the park, but I did work on this building a little bit more as well. And I'm pretty happy with this. I actually do really like how it looks, honestly. And I also started working on the building for this ride, and I was gonna cover it with this wooden coaster track. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave it as just the wooden coaster track, or if I'll put anything else on top of it. I'll just have to see how this looks. Now, normally to keep this as one ride, I would use the tile inspector to like copy and then paste like this. The only problem with that, obviously, is it doesn't count towards my money at all. Like, it doesn't use up any money. So obviously because of that, I'm gonna have to do just do this every single time. I don't think this park isn't going to be too huge, so I don't think this will cause any issues with like ride limits and stuff. And as far as I'm aware, I think a lot of those limits in OpenRCT, or a lot of those limits from like the original game, have kind of been removed in OpenRCT, so I don't even know if this would end up being an issue later. But I do like how that looks, just like this. I think I am gonna add some more of these walls here as well. I don't remember which side these hedges are on. Hopefully they're not on this side. Brilliant. Alright, but yeah. So I mostly just kind of placed these rides because I wanted to try and sit here and see if I can just get my money to slowly build up. Off camera, I might finish this whole loop. Or not finish this whole loop, but just finish placing all the rides in this whole loop. And then once I feel like I have a pretty comfortable amount of money, I'll start the next episode by redesigning this roller coaster a little bit. I've decided I'm not going to change the roller coaster type here. I'm just gonna redesign this one to be a little bit better because this one is a bit bigger than I'd like it to be. I don't know, I don't like how big this ride feels because this was supposed to be a smaller ride. Alright, I am continuing to record on this park for now because I found that with how terrible my commentary in the last recordings were, the video is just way too short for my liking. So we're gonna keep going a little bit, and we're gonna start off by placing a microbus. I don't know why, I feel like this would just fit here for some reason. I have no clue what the capacity of this ride is like. I've never once placed this ride in my life, so we're about to find out if this thing is absolute garbage or not. I also feel like I never really talked about my plans with this ride too much. Not this ride, with this park too much. Shut up. This goddamn Space Rings is like ruining this so much. Yeah, anyways, I feel like I never really talked about my plans with this park a ton. I did mention a lot of the somewhat being inspired by Knobles, but this is also sort of just inspired by like old Roller Coaster Tycoon parks before OpenRCT really became what it is now. I don't want to like worry quite so much about making this park like particularly incredible looking. I mean, obviously I'm not just gonna make it completely ugly, but it's not going to be like this huge grand thing like the park series I was gonna do before this that never went past episode 1, because I lost inspiration from that park so quickly because when I was recording episode 2 I just wasn't building up to the standard I wanted to be at. Again, hence why I'm building this park now, to hopefully regain some of that inspiration. Also, I'm just gonna have like 2 handymen that just walk around with no set path, and hopefully that will help the path problem a tiny bit. Does anyone even walk here? Yes, where is this guy? Where is he? I guess he does have this whole half, so he takes some of this out. And then how much does... I think this is the guy that patrols here, right? Nope, it's you? No, you need to patrol this instead. How does this decide when to remove it and when to place it? Like, my god, it's so annoying. And then I'm gonna have a little bit of overlap here as well, just because that guy did have quite a big space, actually, that he had to deal with. Alright, so microbus ride is placed down. That's making a decent amount of money. My next thing is I want to change this layout, because I hate this layout so much. So we're gonna take a bit of a risk here. We're gonna close this down. We're gonna just start erasing the whole thing. And I think the problem started with me adding this stupid little straight section in here. So let's do this instead. Is this broken? It is still broken. Oh my god. Oh yeah, do that. What? Oh my god. Okay. You know what? Fine. fine. We're gonna go the other direction then. We're gonna go like this. And then we'll have it come in on itself. Oh, not like that. We're gonna go straight a little bit. Then we'll come up. Okay. Let me disable clearance checks here for a moment just to see. Okay. That was a good choice. A little airtime hill and into the brakes. I think that's a nicer-ish layout. The bumper cars broke again. What a surprise. That should uh-oh. Wait. Why? Okay, we're gonna have to slow down the chain lift. 4 mile per hour chain lift. Let's go. Alright, that seemed pretty good, I think. This shouldn't be too bad. I am worried about this turn, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, that's not too bad. I don't know if I can keep this at $4 now, though, is the only problem. So, I might end up losing quite a lot of profit on this ride. So, we'll see. We'll see if people start leaving the ride immediately or not. I might lower it to $3.50 just to be safe. People are still going on it for $4. Okay. Well, I mean, if people are gonna ride it for $4, go right ahead, I guess. Maximum wait, or minimum waiting time. Uh-oh, I need to increase that by quite a lot because this is not gonna go in before... Oh yeah, it will, never mind. Okay. I don't think I need to increase that, but I increased it anyways. Yeah, the ride is a bit shorter now, so I think my profit per hour might be roughly the same. It doesn't seem like it. I might have actually lied. That's not great. Oh wait, hold on. Well, it just got a little better. But we have a line now is the difference, so... Okay, I think our profit will be fine. See, as long as we get full queues and stuff for these rides, we'll be okay. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I think that's fine. I'm gonna do some stuff to the landscaping. Obviously, we'll build a station at some point. Anyways, how is this doing? Pretty good. So, hopefully we see some decent profits here. Merry-go-round still hasn't been fixed. Why not? No one's responding to it. Why do none of my mechanics actually have, like, walking paths? And why are none of them responding to it? You get over here and respond to this bitch. What? Oh, is it because I did this? Shit. Okay, hold on a second. I think I know what the issue is. Closed temporarily. What? Why is that a thing? Copy. Goodbye. Paste. There. Now can someone respond to it, please? That's what the issue was. It's because I moved the exit. Okay, so fun fact, don't do that to your exits or anything because mechanics can't get to them. I did not know that until just now. So where are all my handymen? Okay, you know what? You are gonna get like a small area right over here. Just because the one handyman who's supposed to be here is not doing his job very well. Where else do we have bad path? Alright, so I don't know if I really talked about my plans, like in terms of the park layout. Like obviously I talked about my inspirations and what I want to do with this park, but I don't know if I talked much about the actual layout. So I am going to have some path that branches out this way, and I think over here is where we're going to have the first big coaster, and it's going to take up this corner. And then obviously for the rest of the park, most of it's going to come off this way, and then because I'm lazy, I might turn most of this into void. So we'll see how that goes. But most of those bigger things aren't going to happen until we start getting a lot more money, because right now 12,000 still feels a bit low for the plans that I have in this park. Why is no one going on the Ferris wheel? What? Oh, people don't want to pay that much to go on the Ferris wheel. Oh, that went down a lot. Okay, hold on. You can go 60. Looks like people will pay 60 to go on. That's fine. Yeah, I forgot that happens, that the excitement for rides does slowly go down over time. So I gotta keep an eye on that to make sure I don't make anything absolutely absurd. Yeah, like this one's gonna go down soon. So I keep forgetting. There's so many things I gotta pay Oh, I clicked on the wooden coaster. There's so many things I gotta pay attention to. What the fuck? I should probably be forcing people to spend more on that, but whatever. Dude, why is there so much vomit here? Where are my handymen? Oh, they suck so much. Isn't this even where I have an overlap? I think it's handyman 3. Nope, it's handyman 1 who has this. Where is he? Where are you? You're over at the ATM machines. That's not helpful. Like, I have to give them the world's smallest fucking things in order for that to work. Oh wait, there's a handyman here dealing with it. One of these two surely will get over here, right? You're gonna get it. Yes. See, handyman 6 is doing his job. He's doing a good job. We should give that guy a raise. Actually, no, I'm broke. Alright, anyways, I am going to start expanding path off in this direction. Also, I said major coaster. I think I might put like a large wooden coaster on this side, but I think over in this direction, we're gonna start the bigger roller coasters over here with a, like a single rail coaster. I think a single rail coaster would be nice in this park. I don't know why I just made that so big, but I did. So, yeah, so again, fairly large wooden coaster over here. It might, maybe not large, it might be more like Kingdom Coaster at Dutch Wonderland size. Or I guess Phoenix at Knoebel's size. I feel like no one knows anything about stuff at Dutch Wonderland. Like, you never hear anything about that park. I mean, it's not exactly the best park, but, you know, still. Regardless, point is, the wooden coaster over here will be more like, I guess for a wooden coaster, it would be mid-size. Because there are definitely smaller wooden coasters than those out there, but those wooden coasters aren't particularly big either. So, that's about the size of wooden coaster we'll put back here. And then, again, like I said, we'll probably put a single rail coaster around here somewhere. Probably, definitely not right next to the kids coaster, probably more like over here. I haven't fully decided yet. But before we move on to that, I do just want to try and make this area look a bit prettier. If I add scenery around a lot of these rides, the excitement for them will go a bit up, and hopefully that'll help. I guess they're all full queue, it's not gonna help, but it'll help allow me to keep these higher prices for a bit longer. Now for the twist, I might also put a roof over it, kind of like I did over here, just so that this is another ride I can have open that people will go on while it's like raining and stuff. Having more rides in the park like that will definitely be helpful for profits even when there's like a thunderstorm or something going on. Okay, so wait, oh, I have my clearance checks disabled or enabled. Most of these center rides will have this sort of building design for all of them, just for some consistency, I guess, in this particular area of the park, and then in different areas we'll change it up a little bit. Now I actually don't think the space rings technically count as a covered ride because it's track that I put on top of it. I don't remember exactly how all that works. I know Marcel Voss did a video on it not too long ago, but again, I don't remember exactly if that's how it works or not. Okay, so we're gonna have this facing this way, I think. And oh, well, that's a little funky, ain't it? When does it really? Up here? Holy shit, dude. Okay, fine. That's a little annoying. What the fuck? Alright, it's fine. I can work with this. Maybe. Hopefully. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'm about to like just fucking die on the spot because of how much I just can't work with this. I'm gonna change the colors of the twist here quick because I don't really like this green and yellow. I think we have a lot of... We might keep the yellow color scheme because we have a lot of yellows, so we have this blue and yellow that I like. The merry-go-round is red and yellow. So we might go with like... We could go with... Oh, not red and yellow. That's kind of ugly, actually. I don't like that. We go with another blue and yellow. Why not? We already have teal right here, so I'm not going to do this. Can things stop breaking down? How many things just broke down? What was that? Everything's breaking down in my park. My park isn't reliable. This is tragic. Anyways, I want to go with a color that'll look nice on the, Oh, not that. Hell no. We could go purple and yellow. Why not? And then for this, we'll just make this wood texture in here the same color. And then I could maybe actually keep that coloring for the supports holding it up as well, because we're going to use these in here. Maybe? I don't know if I like that, actually. Yeah, I'm deciding that I don't like that. So we're going to keep it brown. Oh, something else is broken and still hasn't been fixed. What is it? Oh, fuck. Is it the space rings? Oh, it is. Of course it is. Oh, I did. Okay. And then that is the exit for the space rings, right? Did that work? Yay! Okay. You can really tell how little I actually play with, like, needing to worry about that stuff, because every time something happens, I may not exactly freak out, but I definitely am just instantly into I don't know what the fuck to do mode. I'm gonna have to, like, get rid of this space rings line, I think, just because people keep complaining about it so much. Not that I exactly care, I only care because the notification keeps appearing and it's really annoying, but I really probably should change it. Okay, then we're gonna use this. A little gray roof on that. Actually, let's go with... I feel like that's... yeah, why not? We'll roll with it. And then I'm just gonna change this to gravel because I put gravel under all this anyways. And then... Again, once we get like foliage and everything in here, a lot of this will start to look better and make more sense. The number one thing that seems to make parks look good is really just foliage. Alright, there we go. So that's a little building for that done. And again, since that's covered, we should still get a decent amount of profit from this twist, even if it like rains for a long time. Oh, these plants are withering and it took out the invisible thing. Well, hopefully no one cares about the ugly dead plants because honestly, they actually kind of look good like that. Good thing these wooden posts aren't very expensive because I'm using a lot of them and will continue to use a lot of them. Let's use these flowers because I feel like I like just never use these. I mean, I used them a bit in the one other park I was doing. That was no custom scenery as well. But I just mean in this park I haven't used them. I mean, I used them here, but I didn't use like the potted version with the little stone thing around it. I only did it for these two. There we go. There, so this little area is starting to look a bit nicer. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for the Ferris wheel. I might just keep it really simple, kind of like these, but I'm not sure yet. We are gaining money though. We're at 13,000 and we were at 12,000 when I started building stuff like this. Oh, and it's raining, so we get to test if people will still go on the twist since it's now a covered ride. It looks like it. We're still full queue. I mean, I don't think the cycle ended at any point yet. Well, now it's ended. But we'll see if the queue fills up even after... No, it's not. They're not going on because it's raining. Okay, so... I guess the covered thing doesn't actually matter. I thought it did. I thought I heard somewhere that it did, but I guess it might have gotten removed, or I just didn't cover it very well. Although maybe it's also because of the queue line not being covered. Maybe I also have to cover the queue line. Again, I don't know how any of that shit works, so I'm not really the person to be even bothering with talking about it. For episode 1, no, this is a lot of progress, so I feel like I could just end it off here. How long have I been recording for this recording? Okay, 37 minutes. Hopefully this will be enough footage, and hopefully this is the actual end of the video this time, because this is a lot of progress. I think I might end up placing like all the fences and some of the foliage for this off camera. I'll still do like these buildings on camera because obviously those are going to be maybe not necessarily important to the park, but they're going to be big enough that when you're looking at the park, those are what your eyes are kind of drawn to outside of the roller coaster and stuff. So because they're important in that way, I will build them on camera. I just need to figure out what I want to do for that because I still haven't figured that out quite yet, but we'll see.